What's a short, clean joke that gets a laugh every time? A Mexican magician says he will disappear on the count of 3. He says uno, dos, poof! He disappeared without a tres. I have a Polish friend who's a sound technician. Oh, and a Zek one too. A Zek one too. Zek one too. Think this is now my new favorite joke. Have you heard of Murphy's Law? Yes, anything can go wrong will go wrong. What about Cole's Law? No, it's a thin sliced cabbage dipped in mayonnaise and sour cream. The Secret Service just had to change protocol for when the president is in danger. Instead of yelling "get down," they have to yell "Donald Duck!" Now that's goofy. What happened to the man running in front of the car? He was tired. What happened to the man running behind the car? He was exhausted. But what happened to the guy who was driving? He was incarcerated. A man walks into a library and orders fish and chips. The librarian says, "This is a library." The man says, "Oh, sorry." Then in a whisper, "I'd like some fish and chips." This was my daughter's favorite joke when she was 3. She would say it over and over again. A man walks into a library. Stephen Wright has some great short jokes. I once bought some used paint. It was in the shape of a house. I plan on living forever. So far, so good. When I was a child, we had a sandbox. It was a quick sandbox. I was only a child eventually. My favorite joke of his, when I moved into my house, I found a light switch that doesn't do anything. Every now and then, I'd flick it up and down just to check. A year later, I got a letter from a guy in China saying, "Cut it out." The other day, my wife asked me to pass her lipstick, but I accidentally passed her a glue stick. She still isn't talking to me. Accidentally. Sounds like a Rodney Dangerfield joke. Can just picture him delivering this with his little knee shake he does. Do you use your right hand to stir your coffee? I use a spoon. How does a rabbi make his coffee? He brews it. How do you make water holy? You boil the hell out of it. What did you say at confession? I don't know, but it's none of my business. Dr. Frankenstein entered a bodybuilding contest. Upon arrival, he realized he misunderstood the objective. I guess he was gravely mistaken. That was a monstrous mistake. Why do blind people hate skydiving? It scares the hell out of their dogs. How can you spot a blind man at a nude beach? It isn't hard. Short, clean joke. What do you call a psychic little person who has escaped from prison? A small, medium, at large. What do you call a smug prisoner walking downstairs? A condescending condescending. That's another good one. Wanna know the last thing Grandpa said before he kicked the bucket? Wonder how far I can kick this bucket. He then tragically lost his footing and fell over the cliff from which he was kicking it. I've been told I'm condescending. That means I talk down to people. What do you call a midget prisoner escaping by climbing down the outside prison wall? A little condescending. If they're a fortune teller, then that would make them a small, medium, at large. It's hard to explain puns to kleptomaniacs because they always take things literally. I don't get this joke, but I'm stealing it. Why could the lifeguard not save the hippie? He was too far out, man. When you look really closely, all mirrors look like eyeballs. And if you chew one, it tastes like glass. All glass tastes like blood when you chew it. Guy walks into a bar and orders a fruit punch. Bartender says, "Pal, if you want a punch, you'll have to stand in line." Guys look around, but there is no punch line. This one works better as one of those really long jokes that can add a ton of personal flair to get people brought in. Johnny asks his dream girl to prom. She says yes. He waits in line for flowers, tux, limo, tickets, everything is perfect. And she wants a punch. That kind of joke is called a shaggy dog story. What do you get when you cross a cow and an octopus? A call from the ethics committee and immediate revocation of your grant funding. What do you get when you cross an elephant with a rhino? L if I know. What do you get when you cross a lesbian dinosaur and a licalophus? Why is Peter Pan always flying? He never lands. This joke never gets old. I don't get it. I'm lost, boys. Nice. What do you do if you see a spaceman? Park in it, man. What do you do if you see a fireman? Put it out, man. What's the difference between a good joke and a bad joke timing? Subtle, even works textually. I love it. My favorite way to do this is to ask a coworker as I'm passing, then deliver the punchline hours later. Communism jokes aren't funny unless everyone gets them. Why do communists only drink herbal tea? Because proper tea is theft. Why don't ants get sick? Because they have little antibodies. Where does the king keep his armies? In his sleeveys. My friend says to me, "What rhymes with orange?" I said, "No, it doesn't. I want to see a Who's On First comedy scene with this joke. A la, what rhymes with orange? No, it doesn't. What do you mean? Does nothing rhyme with orange? No, that doesn't rhyme either. Well, I know that doesn't rhyme. I'm asking what rhymes with orange. No, it doesn't. And so on and so forth. What did the pirate say when he turned 80 years old? Aye, matey. What happened when a pirate attempted to recite the alphabet? He got lost at sea. People in Dubai don't like the Flintstones. People in Abu Dhabi do. As someone living in Abu Dhabi, that made me expel air from my nose. I live in Dubai and I got the same reaction. My wife told me I had to stop acting like a flamingo, so I had to put my foot down. My wife told me to quit playing Wonderwall on guitar. I said maybe. Somebody once told me to stop playing Smash Mouth. I said, hey now. What's the difference between a hippo and a Zippo? One is really heavy and the other is a little lighter. What's the difference between a T-bone steak and a meteorite? One is meaty and the other is a little meteor. What's the difference between an eggplant and an elephant? They're both purple except the elephant. Why did the old man fall in the well? Because he couldn't see that well. Why is one side of the V longer when ducks fly? There are more ducks on that side. Why did the girl fall off the swing? Because she didn't have any arms. What do we want? Low-flying airplane noises. When do you want them? Meow. What do we want? Time travel. When do we want it? It's irrelevant. When do we want it? Yesterday. What do we want? Faster than light travel. Tell me a joke about potassium. K. Okay, now tell me one about sodium. Nah. What do you call a French man wearing sandals? Philippe Philope. Damn, late again. Redditor for 5 years, last activity was this exact comment on this exact joke 1 year ago. That is some serious dedication to horrible pun. What time does Sean Connery go to Wimbledon? 10ish? Does Sean Connery like herbs? Yes, but only partially. Knock knock. Who's there? Dishes. Dishes who? Dishes Sean Connery.